Hey everybody, it's me Marquita, and I am coming here to say I found it. Okay, earbud, turn the power off. I don't care. Um, I want to say I found it, and y'all like, what did you find? We didn't know you was looking for anything. Okay, so I have told this story multiple times, and I have explained my reason or how I got into The Sims. How I got into The Sims. I was 18 and I was watching Malcolm in the Middle. I was in college. And so it was like between September and October. Cause I don't think it was August. No, it wasn't August. So what? They're on that plastic bucket where the cereal's at. If the plastic bucket where the cereal's at. If not there, it's right beside where the oranges was. Okay, well, will you look in the bucket where the oranges was? They're not there. I tell you what. Hold on, I'm getting it. Swaggerty sausages. Yeah, they caught a stray. I don't even think I ever... Gary, they're right here. They're right here. No, you don't get sympathy.
I'm sorry.
On the stove No, let me show you.
I promise you I didn't see them. I do not know how it happened. I'm so embarrassed.
On the stove. On the stove. Back to what I was saying. Excuse me. I haven't found my little thingy. Gotta get back in there. Okay. So what I was saying was, it was like between September 2002 and I know it was before October. So end of August, middle of September, end of September. The only reason why I say that is because I started college August of 2002. Then I graduated October of 2002. So it was between, and I don't think it was August because at that time I had my own apartment. And then when I was watching it, I then moved in with my then boyfriend. Yeah, so I don't remember when I moved in because that was like freaking 1,000 years ago. I don't remember, but it was like September-ish, October-ish. But I know... What?
All our plates are missing.
Did you look in the dishwasher?
Yeah, they're down there.
I don't know. Go ask Savannah in hand. And so it's like maybe September-ish. I'm gonna say September. That's the month I'm gonna put it in. So I was in college. I explained the game to my then teacher. She was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Which, yeah, okay, because like when I was 18, she was maybe 58, 60. Like, not that she wouldn't have knew what it was, but she been a nurse since she was 17. And so she was a teacher. She was still a registered nurse, and so she been nursing for some years, and she always basically kept two jobs. Even then, she was still an active nurse, and she was also teaching CNA classes. So so she always kept two jobs, or she said she always kept two jobs since she was technically, I think, 14, but then she graduated and went to nursing college or whatever when she was 17. And like I said, she was late 50s, if not early 60s. But she didn't know what I was talking about. And then and there was another woman there. I think she was just an office worker, but I don't remember why I went into her office to talk to her. I forgot the reason why, but like I went to her office and I talked to her. And while I was sitting there, I go, "Oh, do you know of a game of such?" And I explained to her it was a game, and it was, Malcolm in the Middle, and I was seeing it on the show last night, and he was playing with a person, and he like was making them, like they were like he was playing all of the characters, and it was him and his family. And she's like, no. She goes, but my computer guy might know. And I go, oh, okay. And where my college was, it was on Broadway. It was inside of a little building. So I went to college on Broadway. And where that computer guy, where his shop was in Fountain City. If you know Knoxville, it's just right down the street. And at that time, I was living with my then boyfriend. He had a car. So when he came to pick me up from school, hold on. Making sure my phone ain't dying. Something popped up. I know, YouTube Studio. I didn't download that. One of the girls must have. I'm thinking it might be Hannah. Because I think she's yeah. Okay. So then went down so he came and picked me up from school, and before anybody be like, oh my gosh, how old was your boyfriend? It don't matter how old he was. It don't matter. What matters is we met July of 2002. I turned 18 November of 2001. So I was legal. I'm just saying. Because like if I tell y'all his age, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, he's a perv. Okay. But anyways, not with him anymore. But at that time, I was illegal. So I met him after I already graduated high school. So I didn't know him in high school. And because I graduated high school May of 2002. And then I met him July of 2002. And then I started college August of 2002. And I think I moved in together like September of 2002. Yeah, it was pretty fast, but it was like a situation to where, you know what, why we even talk about that? That doesn't even matter. Anyways, I had my own apartment. We didn't have to move in together. It wasn't even that type of thing. But anyway, so when he came and picked me up from school, I told him I want to go to this computer place in Fountain City. And he was like, okay. So he took me down there, and I walked in, and the computer guy name was Terry. And if Terry is ever out there, and his beautiful wife Megan, and I forgot what their son name was, he should be like adult. So like, but anyways, if y'all know who he is, he used to sell computers in Knoxville, Tennessee. If y'all even know who he is, let him know thank you for introducing me to The Sims, because I am still a simmer to the. If I had my laptop, I would be simming probably as we speak, but my laptop broke, and y'all know the try hold on, not try, what is that word, start with a T, in tribulations. Gary, what's that word that, you know, when you're going through something biblically, the something in tribulations, the other T word?
Going through something what?
Biblically, like the some tribes and not tribes, something in tribulations. Biblically.
Okay, and it starts with a T.
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 Like
Trials and tribulations.
Trials.
Trials.
Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, guys. Like I knew the word. I knew the word. My brain wouldn't let me say it. Anyways, y'all know that I'm going through that because I ain't got because my computer's broke. But so when I walked in and he was like, "Oh, welcome. Hi, how are you?" And I was like, "Hi." I was like, "Such and such sent me here." And I don't remember her name, but I was like, "Yeah, she sent me here and she told me that you might know what I'm talking about." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember her. Yeah, sweet woman." Anyways, he was like, "Yeah, so what is it?" And I was like, "Do you know?" I was watching Malcolm in the Middle last night, and I was like, "Do you know of a game that you make up characters and and like you can make them and play all the characters like your family?" He goes, "Oh yeah, that's The Sims." Just like that. And I was like, "The what?" He's like, "The Sims." Like literally he was playing it. Like he was playing it on one of his shop's computers when I walked in. This was Sims 1 era. Or The Sims. It wasn't The Sims 1. It was just The Sims. Anyways. So then he's like, "Oh, well come here." He's like, "I'm playing right now." And I went over there, sit down, started clicking around, on the computer, looking and all that. And I was like, "That looks like the exact game." He goes, "Yep." He goes, "It's The Sims." I said, "Okay." I was like, "Do I have to have a computer to play it?" And at that time in my early Sim days, the only way you could play The Sims was on PlayStation 1 or PS1 and computer. And nope. Was it? Yeah, because I didn't have a PlayStation. Gary bought me my first PlayStation 2. It was like right when it came, or he bought it for me. And Gary, did you buy me my PS2 in December of 07 or 08? No, I know you did, but I'm saying, was it 07 or was it 08? I don't remember when he bought me, but Gary bought me my first PS2. Yeah. And so I had a PS1. I bought it from McKay Bookstore. Oh, well, yeah. I'm telling him about Malcolm in the Middle. And so he was like, "Yeah, you gotta, like, on a computer and all that." And at that time, I didn't have a computer. And I was like, "Okay, so how much is, like, a computer?" And he was like, "Oh, I had this one that would run The Sims and everything. And it was like $300. And I was like, I don't have that much. And he was like, well, I have this one. He's like, the speed is not as fast as this one over here. He goes, but it does, like, all the specs, all the ROM and all that will run the Sims one. We'll run the base game, Hot Date, and Unleash. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know what none of them are. And then he explained, he's like, you got to have base game to play The Sims. And then the order that you put because I had the CDs. This was back before we did digital. And so he's like, the order that you put the games, like the order that you done, like you have to do base game first. Like you can't do anything before base game. But once you download base game, whatever order you put them in, the last game that you download, that's the CD that you put in your computer to play all the games. Because when you put them in there, they stack on top of each other. So, like if you download Unleash and then Hot Date, even though Hot Date was the first expansion pack of The Sims 1, if you did Unleash and then Hot Date, you would have to put in the Hot Date CD. But when you when you start the game, it's base game, Unleash, and Hot Date. That's how, and like if that makes any sense. Y'all probably already knew. You probably like, why are you over and explaining it? Because I just want people to know that the order that you put it in the game, that's the CD that you had to put in your computer when CD-ROMs was a big thing. And so he was like, I'll tell you what. He's like, for $300, he goes, I will give you, he's like, this computer. And then he had Hot Date, Unleash, and Vacation. And he's like, I'll give you them. And I was like, okay. And so I went and moved some stuff around, came back, bought my computer, $300, and got all three of the Sim games, the CD-ROM games. And I have been hooked ever since. But I'm gonna put where I found somebody, I don't know if somebody recorded it or whatever, but in the description down below, I'm going to put that link of the game that Malcolm and his friend was playing in the show that literally got me on The Sims 4. Got me on The Sims, not Sims 4. On the first Sims when it was the Wright, or not Wright brothers. It was Wright and I forgot the other guy that were like the original. And then I played like every episode, every expansion pack that came out from, I had all of Sims 1, all of Sims 2, and then I think my computer at that time, it was old, it broke, or it didn't break, it was so slow and so like clogged up that I couldn't even play anything. Like me pulling up The Sims would take like a good 20 minutes. Like it would just do the spinning and barely loading. So I'm like, you know what? I need a new computer. So then I couldn't afford a new computer. And then by that time, me and Gary was together. And I was in another apartment. Because I was about to say, I was in my fourth apartment. But anyways, like I was in another apartment. This was like, when I moved into that apartment, it was 2008. And I got Sims, and then I stopped playing like for a couple of years, because when I thought about The Sims, it wasn't until one of my friends, which I call her my sister, family, one of my friends was like, "Oh, are you still into The Sims?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't played in a couple of years because my computer is running slow and all that." And by that time, I had a laptop with no CD, or yeah, I did have a CD-ROM. Yeah, okay, that laptop that I had a CD-ROM. But by that time, none of my Sims 1 or 2 CD-ROMs would run on that computer because the computer was, I guess, too updated or whatever. So I couldn't download the Sims 1 and 2 or any of my Sim Tycoon, because I had Sim Safari, Sim Coaster, Sim Golf. I had Sim City. So I had all them games on CD-ROM, but I couldn't play it on my laptop because my laptop was too updated for them specific games. And so she was like, "Are you still into Sims?" I was like, "Yeah, I have it." Huh? And so she was like, "Are you still into Sims?" I was like, "Yeah, I haven't played in a couple of years." By that time, the girls were 2. No, they were 1. They were about to be 2. And so this was 2000. No, they might not have been 2. Yeah, they might have been barely 1, maybe. So 2014, almost 2015, when nope, it might have been already after that. It was 2016, so I did already have my surgery. So yeah, the girls were 2. And that's when she was like, "Oh, well, I'm selling, I have The Sims 4, I have The Sims 3, and I have 1 expansion pack of The Sims 3. And she's like, "Do you want to buy them?" She goes, "I thought I'd ask you before. I just did sell them at a garage sale, at the flea market." Because she was about to go to the flea market. And I was like, "Yeah." And so she sold me base game Sims 4, base game Sims 3, and 1 Sim 3 expansion pack, all for $20. That was a wonderful deal because I end up having to buy the digital Sims 4 because when that computer broke, I didn't have a CD-ROM. And it was like, okay, I can't put my game on my computer. So I then had to buy the Sims 4 digital. And at that time, it was $54. So I literally got base game Sims 4, base game Sims 3, and 1 Sims 3 expansion pack for $20. All 3 of them, $20. But yeah, so I didn't play The Sims 3. The only Sims 3 games that I have is the ones that she sold me. And but I never played The Sims 3 because when I downloaded it onto my account, so I have it. I have Sims 3, the base game, and I have 1 expansion pack that when I downloaded it on that other computer, it went onto my account. So I do have The Sims 3 and I do have 1 expansion pack. But other than that, I have never played a full game on Sims 3 because I downloaded base game and that 1 expansion pack, and then I downloaded 4, clicked on 3 and go, "Oh my gosh, that's nice." Clicked off, didn't play anything. Clicked off, went into Sims 4 and go, "Oh, well, I'm just going to go into Sims 4. So I skipped over Sims 3 completely. So when people's like, "Oh my gosh, open worlds and all this, I miss it." I missed out on that because I literally didn't play one game. I literally loaded in Sims 3 saying, oh yeah, that is nice. It's more advanced than 2. Because Sims 2, that was my love. That was me. I loved The Sims 2. And people's like, oh my gosh, The Sims 3 was way better than Sims 2. And I'm like, I don't think that there's no way, because Sims 2 was like Chef's Kiss. Sims 4 was like, oh my gosh, Sims 4 is Chef's Kiss. But it was an illusion. It was a mirage. It was an oasis. And not a good one. She fooled me. Sims 4 is a catfish. She catfished the fuck out of me. Because I thought, oh my gosh, the grass is greener. Oh my gosh. Everything that shimmer is gold. Yeah. Okay. Catfish. Nah, the grass ain't green, that's spray paint. It ain't glittering because it's gold. It's glittering because it's glitter. If anybody asks me. So yeah. She's a big old glitter catfish cash cow. But yeah, so most of the Sims games that I got, I'm going to say the earlier expansion packs, I got all on sale. But then, I'm trying to think of when I started buying the actual packs. At, like, as soon as it came out at full price. I don't even remember my first one that I bought at full price. It might have been Wedding Story. I can't remember specifically. Like I know I had to buy the Sims 4, like base game. I had to buy, but I bought that in like a bundle pack. So maybe that was, but I remember it was like base game 54, and then it was like, it had like a couple of other extension packs with it. But it was like if I can remember, I think it was a bundle. I might be mistaken. Like I can't really remember. But yeah, so now the base game is free. But yeah, she's a big old glittery spray paint cash cow catfish. Cow plant catfish. That's what she is. She's a big old cow plant catfish that has got glitter all over it and spray painted green. Anyways, but I would leave that little thing in the comments down below, the link to the, and I don't know who made the video, so like it wasn't made by me, and it might be like I don't even know who did it, NBC or Weather Fox. It might be like from like their actual official page. I don't know. I just Googled it, saying that, oh my gosh, that's the clip. Now that I have the clip, I'm going to put it in the description below. But that was like when I found, oh crap, what's the name of that game? It's just playing that game. It's now or never. What is the name of that game? I think you're insane. Let's live together. The Singles. The Singles. That's the name of it. We got fortune and fame. Let's live together. I love that game. I used to play that game and just sit in the loading screen, like the opening, because like as soon as you put it on and it loads into the game, that's the song that plays. And I used to listen to that song like 4 times before I even click to play the game. I love that song. I really do. And I finally found, like, I wish I could find the actual game and play it. I know it's like butt juice at this time, because it's like the graphics of a little lower quality of Sims 2. But like I said, I played The Sims 2 and Sims 2 was my favorite. and I never played Sims 3 and got tricked by Sims 4. So if y'all see Sims 2 graphics, the singles was kind of a little lesser graphic than that, but it was more of an upgraded graphic than Sims 1. So when I was playing that game, I just want y'all to know where I was at, why I love that game. But it was the song. It was the opening song. I love that song. I really do. Like I said, I used to listen to it. Like it would go off and come back on. And I'll be sitting there rocking out to it. But anyways, yeah. But I will link that thing in the description down below. And y'all can see, and y'all can blame Michael. Shit, that ain't even Malcolm. Y'all can blame Malcolm for my Sims addiction. I was about to say Sims 4, but it was all of them except 3. Because I don't know her. I didn't get to play her. I skipped over her. So, thank you, Frankie Muniz and Fox TV and Malcolm in the Middle show. Thank y'all for starting my Sims addiction. It is. Because literally, that's what started it. Because I knew nothing about the Sims until I seen that episode. And I was hooked before I even got the game. Just based on him playing the game, I'm like, I need to play that game. I want that game. I need to find that game. Looked it up. Game don't exist in real life. It needs to. If anybody knows how to make the Malcolm in the Middle game, go ahead. You got a friend in me.